Morning, everybody. Coming on early today. As you know, yesterday we couldn't get on, so I thought I'd come a few minutes early today just to make sure. Let's pick up the internet on my phone. Good. I think we're there today. Anybody visiting this, we do it in thirds. We try to get our prayers done. Morning, Paul. Where's Michael? We try to get our prayers done. And then if the internet stays up, we have our worship. And then if it stays up, we have our preaching. So that's how it is in the internet. So that's how we'll manage today. It's a lovely morning this morning. It's quite cool at the moment, which is nice. We're in Ghana, for those watching, on our serving affirmation base in Accra. We're in the, I suppose we're on our way. We're way out. We're on the outskirts of Accra on the Salwan Road, for those that know Ghana. And we had trouble with our YouTube stream this week. Now, I noticed when I looked on Downloader that, in fact, there was a massive outage that day. And it cut across all of West Africa. So we weren't being picked on on Friday. So we'll just wait now. And a couple of minutes when everybody's here, we can begin. Thanks. Come on up, Michael. Come in. Hello, Michael. Have a seat. Now, let me tell you something. When you do media and they say 6:45, they mean 6:45, not 10:50. Okay, if ever you do media elsewhere, when they say 6:45, they mean 6:45, because I need to get other stuff done with you first. So if you get asked to join or whatever and they say 6:45, you be there at 6:40. Okay, because there's always things to do on media before you can go live. So let's do this now. Here we are. Smile. Better. Let's see if we can get that out on our media before we start. You look very nice this morning.
Thank you.
How are you today?
Fine.
Good. We're actually live at the moment.
Okay.
We start at 5 to 7, but I go earlier just to make sure we get it on. Good. Let's put you on Facebook, and let's put you on YouTube as well. Put you up here. This is what happens in the TV studio. They take a photograph and they put it on the broadcast before you're actually there. Let's put it on Daughters, and let's put it on Grace, and let's put it on Grace Praying, and let's put it on, where else should I put it? I know picked up. Oh no, Mission Updates. Right. Vision TV. That's the place. Right. You look very nice. Right. Good. See, what happens in the TV studio is that also the interviewer will just take 2 minutes to ask you what you want. So now you've got to put your chair in right next to mine there, so we both appear on the screen at the same time. Here we are. Morning, Anita. Somebody here, you know. I don't know who it is. Get a bit closer as you can get, because that's it. That's good. Here he is, and you have to come a bit closer to me. So if I move my chair that way a little bit, you can come that way a little bit. There we are. That's it. So there we are. Someone's here with me this morning. Good morning, Paul. Good morning, Anita. I can't imagine what the family are doing on this morning. And we're live on YouTube this morning. As I said earlier, there was a massive outage right across West Africa on Friday, and we were caught up in that. But I think, well, we seem okay this morning at the moment. As you all know, We will do it in thirds. The first third, if we get that complete, that's great. Then the worship, we get that done, that's great. The message, we get that done, that's really great. So that's how we run Grace Church on the internet in Ghana. So it's a lovely day today, and we're waiting for our members to join us. We're a little bit early. We had an excellent conference yesterday in the city at the Full Gospel. And this is all being recorded, you see. So even if they're not here, even though you're not here, you can still look at it later. We had a good time at the Full Gospel yesterday, and at their headquarters, we were allowed to use their room. It was great. It was live streamed, so it's still available on Facebook. The audios are available for any who want them. That was really good. And so now our next conference is in Kumasi on Thursday morning. So Paul and I, Mary and Kwesi, will be driving up on Wednesday for our conference Thursday morning with our intercessors that we have there. We haven't been there for a couple of years because of COVID. We have a good group there, but we couldn't get there. So we had to leave that. But this week coming up, by his grace, as we say here in Ghana, we'll be going to see them. And then so that's our first conference was at Elisa, the second was yesterday, the third is in Kumasi, and the fourth, 26th November, in the Full Gospel as well. And those two, the second and the fourth one, are consecutive, so the teaching rolls on. So those who came online yesterday, we're not repeating what we did yesterday. It's another series of teachings coming on. So you can so please come. We had about 15, 16 people with us online yesterday, and that was the same with Elisa. So we're enabled to increase our teaching and our outreach as we go along. So isn't that great? Yesterday, it was everything else was good. Now Mary is. I'm very tired today. So Mary is teaching at Pastor Quay's this morning. I was supposed to go, but I've been instructed to take it easy, so I will. Because 3 hours teaching like that is very, very demanding. So there we are. Reading the football scores yesterday. I just happened to see them by accident. Newcastle beat Chelsea, which in my book is absolutely brilliant. And Brighton are playing today. I don't know who Brighton are, but apparently they're playing today. I don't know. Morning, David. Nice to see you. Michael's here today with us. And nice to welcome you. Here now, indeed, you are. How did it go yesterday? The old walk with the ukulele. How did that go yesterday? We are opening our computer room tomorrow by his grace here in the school. So thank you for those that supported that project. We're running a second project. We'll launch in 10 days' time to get the subsequent computers. And some blessings already come for that second project before we even launched it. Isn't that great? So I'm hoping by the end of the month or early next month, we'll have the 4 computers in there. And we have the 4 computers in there. Our vision is to move into the bigger room. Morning, Denise, is to move in the bigger room, but we'll start off in the secure room and then we'll slowly adjust it as we go along. That's good, isn't it? And we must teach our children computer skills. They're not going to be able to survive without them in the coming years, as we know. And I know in the UK, there's a computer in every house, but not here, not in our valley. It's quite rare. So we have a real resource for our children here who can actually get to experience a real keyboard and that sort of stuff. Morning, Sally, a real keyboard and that sense of what it's like to go online. And we can protect them here from the bad things of the internet and teach them, how to handle that. So really pleased with that progress. We will be able to equip the other 2 classrooms. Although cement has gone up 91 again, it's gone up again yesterday. But we had to get those 2 classrooms working, which is good because our graduation is next month and we need them. So that's really good. So it's exciting all around. And we have the first funding for our chaplain to the school. And this chaplain will be on the staff of Beloved. And they're going to help to link the school and the church more strongly together, as well as doing worship in all the classrooms and stuff. So that's really exciting. You've just got to find the right person, which we will, because we have found the right person's always there, always been put there by the Lord. If we've got it right, then the right person is there. Of course they are. And well, we're waiting on the health centre. That's a project next up after we finish the computers. And, we just keep moving on, always keep moving on. The Holy Spirit is moving. Morning, Heather. Thank you for what you said, by the way. We are a mission always moving on. We're never content with what we've got. We're always reaching for new things. And that's the nature of our work. We will hold a morning, Pat, buying the new land for the school until early next year. So that works better for us. We can seek out the land we want where we want it. So that money will be in our accounts and waiting while we search out exactly what we want. And we have in mind to build 3 buildings there: the kindergarten, the pre-primary, and the bigger one, all on one level. That's what a lot of schools do. So we're going to try and do that this time. And one of our teachers here will for sure will have qualified, and we'll be able to ask them to lead it. So, so my vision is that the person that leads the new school has been trained by us. Isn't that great? It's wonderful, isn't it? The woman in charge of the pre-primary here, this block, Raquel, has come up through our work. She came through the ARC and through all our work, and she's been in our school since the beginning. So we are raising up our leaders through our work, which means the new school will have the same ethos as this one. Isn't that fantastic? That's what we want. We raise our own leadership, and then we provide the place for them. Hard for the parents at the moment here, paying for the fees. Inflation is 30%, maybe even 60%, depends. Morning, Betty, the World Bank are suggesting it's higher than 30%. Very, very hard for us all here at the moment. We just have to keep praying that we can sustain the school, which we will, because we have no debt. Our school has no debt whatsoever. We are never going to have it. We are never going to borrow. And that's what brings these schools down. They borrow to extend, and then this happens, and they haven't got the money. Then the debtors come along. But we have no debt. The mission's been functioning for 30 years. We've never borrowed a CD or a penny, and we never will. It's not our way. The Lord does not need the financial markets to support his work, and there's no way we're going to give him the chance to do that. So that's why we wait a long time for lots of things. Hallelujah. So 7:01, we're a bit short of people this morning, aren't we? Don't know where they are. Perhaps they'll chip in as we go along. Now, Michael's here with me today. So before we have our prayer time, he's right here beside me. Now, Michael, how old are you?
16.
16. And where do you go to school?
Laboni Senior High.
Laboni Senior High. It's about an hour away?
No, it's close to Full Gospel.
Oh, yeah, it's about an hour's drive from here-ish. And is it a big school?
Yes.
How many people do you think? 10, 20, 10 million?
Yeah, 1,000.
1,000, okay. And you board there, don't you?
Yeah.
Yes. So once you get to that level of education here in Ghana, you board. Everybody does. Whether the government can afford to continue to do that is something we'll have to think about. But at the moment, that's what we do. Every single pupil, don't they, goes away.
Some are day students.
Yeah, but most are board, don't they? Yes. And did you choose that school, or did it choose you?
I chose that school as my second choice.
Right. It's especially like university. You put down your choices.
Yeah.
Is that right? And was this your second choice?
Yes.
But you like it?
Yes.
Sort of. I think that's a sort of. If you're watching, Headmaster, he loves you. He thinks it's great. Now, you have an illness, don't you, called sickle cell?
Yeah.
Morning, Rose. There's very much an illness that affects our black brothers and sisters, very rare in the white population, where the cells, rather being round, are sickle-shaped. And this causes a lot of pain, doesn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. And it can be anywhere in your body, can't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you just suddenly know it, don't you? You suddenly feel it. And because you're growing, it's your growing spurt now, isn't it? You're going to grow up until you're fully grown. It's particularly difficult because our bodies are in a growing kind of phase, aren't they? Morning, Rose. And, so it's always particularly hard between 14 and 19. I can tell you that. And then after that, it can settle. That's what we're praying here. So you were at school, weren't you? And what happened?
I took my bath. So after bathing, I felt this sharp pain
In your back,
in my waist.
in your waist. Okay. So then were you sent to hospital or did you go?
No, I told the welfare prefect.
Yeah.
He reported to my housemaster. So he called Daddy. Then later called Josephine.
Yeah.
So
And
she
so,
came to pick me up to the hospital.
and so we went to so what's it called? It's Holy Trinity, which is
Yes, Holy
yeah, went there. So you were there for a week
Yes, for a week.
and you were quite poorly, weren't you?
Yes.
Yeah. And then you came home.
I came home
Yeah.
that evening. It came again.
Yeah.
This time